And Beaver Dam Raceway, always good friends. Other drivers, we can have a good time with them each and every Tuesday and Saturday night. Thank you, Austin, for your support here. Thank you, appreciate that very much.
Speaking of Beaver Dam Raceway?
Yeah, speaking of Beaver Dam Raceway, this cat, and I say that affectionately because we were leading to it, drives a cougar.
Yes.
And
what's her name?
Named Louise. And we're going to get to that story. Let's welcome back. He's usually a yearly guest. This time he's solo. In the past, his son David has joined him as well, but it's good to have Pat Kinjerski with us tonight. Pat, welcome back to the drivers meeting.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you back here, and let's talk about this because you know a lot of things about cougars, and by that I don't mean the affectionately middle-aged women. I mean race cars, and you are racing a Mercury Cougar this year.
Mercury Cougar, yes.
Tell me about how this all came about this year.
Well, I'm actually a year and change ahead of making this car, and it's because of my son. But the body, as far as the Cougar is concerned, my wife Carrie actually found it for me. She was driving by and she said, "Hey, I found a restore body." You know,
There it was.
there it was. Yeah, and I talked to the guy, and he wanted money. He wanted a lot of money for his car. I said, "No, I just want the tin." He gave me a weird look. You know, I was like, "What do you mean, you just want the tin?" I said,
I'm gonna race
race car. You can have the rest. Junk it. I don't care what you do with it. I just want the tin.
I wonder if he's ever gone out to the racetrack and sees this. No, that's
My
his car.
car!
Yeah.
What did she do to my car?
No, he was, I finally talked him into it. He got the car relatively cheap, and he helped me gut it. He helped me take it all apart.
Really?
So that was, yeah.
So the previous owner, let's take apart the car I'm selling.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool.
And his place, too, which was about 2 blocks from my house. So, you know, worked all really good.
Friends to the end.
Yeah, we're good. He was good with it.
And the reason you built a second car is because at one time there was, I guess we'll call it the primary car, effectively speaking, Thelma.
Correct.
That you and your son David would drive for a point until David took it over full time for the last few years, but now he is honorably serving our country in the U.S. military.
Yes, he is.
So
He's right
it's
now.
way
He's
cool.
active duty, and he's hanging out in Texas right now. So when he comes home on leave, that's where he jumps in his hot rod and I have my own, so we can race together. That's the whole goal for both of us to run together.
And you've had a couple times this year. I mean, David's been home and has been back out at Beaver Dam Raceway racing.
Yes, he has, and unfortunately, Louise wasn't quite done yet. But Dave was home, and I said, you know what? It's more important for him to take a ride in that car. I'll sit out and watch him. So I'm not really doing really well in the points because of it. To me, that don't matter. But now I finally got Louise done, and the last time he was up here, we both ran for the first time at Beaver Dam Raceway. It was pretty cool.
That had to be super special.
It was nice, except for I don't know, you just kind of kept a magnet to the wall for some reason.
Just couldn't keep out of the fence.
Right.
But that division you guys run, that street stock division, it's pretty neat. I was there a couple weeks ago. There's a lot of the cars definitely don't look alike, and there's a lot of variety out there. You have your Cougar, and there's some other ones that are there too that they really stand out.
Yeah, you know, you got the wagon, you got Scott Teets, Dart out there. I mean, it's cool. You know what? The guys finally, getting out of that. I have nothing against the Mighty SS, but after 30 years, come on, let's do something else.
Let's change it up a bit.
Right. And that's all I get. It's variety. It looks cool. The fans love it. I enjoy doing it. I mean, you can put anything on any one of those metric cars. It's not that hard.
And it reminds me of the old Sportsman days at Hills Corners, and all those cars came out there. Like, that's where I first started. So you start racing way back when. It was car 70, I remember. And I remember it because your family used to sit in front of us in the grandstand. We'd hear, "Go, Patrick!" every lap and come by.
Yeah, quite the fan club back then. But yeah, even back then, we ran the Chevelle, we did the Mighty SS, and then as soon as they opened that rule up where we could change the bodies, we were on it right away.
And it's been something different, kind of unique to itself for your racing endeavors.
Yep. And even in the street stock, we did a Mighty SS, and we did a Cutlass, and we did a 2 different years of T-Bird, and now the Cougar. So.
The Ford aspect definitely a fan favorite in the Kinjerski household now.
Yeah, I'm a Ford guy, but I'll admit it's Chevrolet underneath. But hey, it still looks cool.
Does its job on Saturday.
It does. It's a ton of fun.
I want to mention this, and we've done it before when Pat, both David and wife Carrie, who's joining us in the crowd tonight. Dan, they're also very active in the Tuesday night program at Beaver Dam Raceway. And last Wednesday, we had Tommy Moore on the show. And my question to you and your involvement with the Tuesday night program, how neat is it to see now that some of these drivers of the karting ranks who now are all actively, some of them are actively involved on the Saturday night program.
It's cool to see. It's just like, like my son Dave, you raise them from babies and then you watch them evolve, and it's fun. It's rewarding. You get to feel like, hey, I was a part of that. I got to watch them when they were struggling or just starting out, and now look what they're doing.
Now they're racing against you.
Yeah, and beat me. Not good.
That's all right. Tell not only as far as running the Mercury Cougar this year, and of course David's Thunderbird. Great folks on the car. You have one of the coolest sponsors, and that is Mr. Ridd, by the way. But tell me some of the sponsors that are a part of your program this year, Pat. And always going to the cheat sheet. I'm calling you out on this one, Kinjerski.
It's not that I don't have it memorized. I don't want to miss any.
I just forget. I'll be honest.
No, these guys help us out a lot, and if anyone can patronize them, I really appreciate it. It does go a long way.
It does.
First of all, it's Mr. Lid, and if no one knows what Mr. Lid is, it's a container with an attached lid. It's really cool. It comes in handy. Anyone that in this room that has one, they'll talk it up pretty good. Central Services, Gary Moore.
Friend of racing for a long time.
Gary's been around forever, and he's been a good supporter of all racing, not just my car, but several cars. You see his name on a lot of cars out there. Price on Site, Lang Electric, Call Construction, Teddy's Bar and Grill, their uses for in case someone wants to stop in for a cold one there. Quality Collision Center, Aaron, always nice guy.
Great job.
Great people. He's the one that puts paint on my hot rods, and he does a good job. And not only paint, but even other things that I might need, cover parts, whatever. He's been a good support. Corey Oil, awesome. Whenever you get race fuel cheap, I'm on it. And this goes to my son, his own little business. He's Racing Graphics. He's the one that letters up these cars.
And which look fantastic each and every year, and each and every time they hit the track. Even being away, serving our country, he's still able to help out when he comes back. Man, he's doing some great graphic work on your cars.
Yeah, it never fails. Every time he comes home, it's like, oh, we got a week with Dave. Cool. And then about 3 or 4 of them days, people sniff out that he's home. Hey, man, got time for some vinyl?
Vinyl cutters working double time.
It's going. He's always busy.
And for those race fans, and then a lot of us are that are friends on Facebook and are able to follow your family, but David's doing good. I mean,
He is. He's doing really well.
And it's great that he's serving our country, and I know he's missing the racing because you can see everyone like, oh my God, the track right down the road. I wish I could go tonight, but
oh yeah, and he does. It's like, oh, we gotta go. Last time, let me tell you this. Last time he came home, he had it set up to go to 4 different tracks in 4 days. And I looked at him, I go, well, how are you getting the car there, and how are you going to do all this? Because Dad ain't like 4 tracks in 4 days. He ain't have. But we settled for 2, so I made it work.
Kind of met in the middle. I'm looking forward to this weekend and the big fan appreciation night. There should be a lot of fans there that are going to get introduced to Beaver Dam and dirt track racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Beaver Dam gave away these free carload tickets, and I gave away over 100 of them. So we'll see. Hopefully, if I can get 50 to 75% of them people to show up, that'd be great. So just think back to the first time, or even if you're away from racing for say a month, and you go back to that racetrack, you hear the throttle, you hear the engines, it's like, oh, what took me so long, And then people that haven't been there, and I can attest to my neighbors, because they used to run this asphalt tracks, or go to asphalt tracks, they finally see what I was into and took a ride up there, and I said, what do you guys like better, dirt or asphalt? Don't like the dirt, The dirt's really exciting. But if we get some, get new fans in there, they see it, they smell it, and
they get to go in the pits afterwards and see all the guys. That's what's really
absolutely.
Cool. They actually get to be right by the cars.
And this week's bonus round, we got, the cars will be up on the hill at the beginning of the night, so they can get real close.
You can check them out this Saturday night, Beaver Dam Raceway. We're giving away a VIP table for the night. Awesome seats, best seats in the house, right there, your own server. And you can watch on Saturday. How about a great big round of applause? Pat Kinjerski, thank you as always, my friend. Love having you.
Thank you, Thanks for having me.
We'll check them out on Saturday. Way cool. I'm loving this. It's pretty cool. Hey, we got more to talk about. We're going to talk Badger Midget Racing coming up next. Stay tuned for the drivers meeting brought to you by our good friends at Interstate Starring and Bud Light. Dan and Jeff right back at it with Scott Zane right here on WTKM 104.9.
Stay tuned. More great action is coming your way on